Was Mayweather rope-a-doping him? What do you think?
Yeah, interesting. He says that he, carried him. And I think Conor McGregor acquitted himself better than anyone expected. And I don't think we should take away from that. In the same sense, I think Floyd Mayweather is 50-0 for a reason, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time, but he's also a showman. And I'm not saying that he carried him, but he realized, especially with the spectacle that this event was, my two worlds colliding, where I think he wanted to make a show of it, but at the same time, I believe Conor McGregor, gave him the best fight that he could with that amount of limited experience. So I can't say for sure that he carried him, but I do know that it was way more entertaining than it probably should have been. Many of us expected. And so congratulations to both of them, because people, of course, had still had the bitter taste in their mouth of the Floyd Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao super fight that took forever to finally come to fruition. So it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime spectacles, the second biggest pay-per-view in history. Everybody got paid. Even me. I got paid at that event, Rich.
Good for you. You deserve it, Mauro. Do you think he should get in the octagon? Would you want to see him at age 41?
I was one of those guys that said they should never. I mean, I didn't want to see them box at first, because you wonder, there's, in our business, and you get this too, the separation between entertainment and the actual purity of the sport and the ratings and the rankings and whatnot. As we see more and more, everything now is entertainment rich. So if it's going to create a buzz and get eyeballs, I think there is still something to be said about the purity of the sport, but I don't know where the parameters are anymore. So I would think that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't get inside the octagon, but man, with the amount of money that is potentially at stake, we live in America, my friend. Capitalism.
I think we can agree, though. If he gets in the octagon, it's not boxing. He needs to, if you will, submit.
Sure. Sure.
Not literally, but figuratively, he needs to submit to fighting an MMA fight.
Right.
Correct.
And many people believe that it will be a short night for him inside
Floyd.
the octagon, because you don't become an expert mixed martial artist overnight. It takes. But that's the thing, that even between the two sports themselves, and you find anyone in mixed martial arts who's done boxing, it's completely different sport, and that's why I've never understood covering both sports, calling both sports, us against them. What? Mm-hmm. I enjoy football and basketball. I enjoy hockey.
You're not mixing those.
What? You know what I mean? You're not. Hey, what about basketball on ice?
That'd be great. That would be great. There'd be a lot of traveling, probably, or not called. Yeah. Wouldn't be called. They wouldn't be called there either. Biggest character you ever met from the wrestling world?
Wow. Yeah. Nature Boy Ric Flair, man. It's the beginning and end, and it was an honor for me, as of course a longtime wrestling fan, starting it when I first came to WWE, and he was backstage, and we ended up at a hotel bar where the legendary stories begin, and I'll never forget. Of course, honored to be there, wanting to buy the Nature Boy Ric Flair a drink. He legitimately got pissed at me, Rich. He was like, nobody pays when the Nature Boy's around. And sure enough, he took care of everybody. And he is a bona fide legend, my favorite wrestler of all time.
So you didn't stutter right there. You just came right out like that's it.
That's it. I mean, there are so many, obviously, that AJ Styles and John Cena, the pleasure of calling their 2017 WWE Match of the Year Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan. I mean, I could go on, but when it comes to the quintessential professional wrestler and a guy who, lives the gimmick, as it were, it's Nature Boy Ric Flair.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.